Hey everybody. All right guys, we're cranking on Starfield. Hey JS, how you doing? Ah, yeah, Austin, that's the way I see it.
There's a bit more in the back. If it belongs on your ship, then... Oh, please, take a... Appreciate the business.
Anything I can do for you?
Hope life is treating you well. Well, that's what I'm here for. What'll it be?
Okay, I can't. Nah, she won't take any of the stuff I want to sell. Damn.
See you around.
It can be hard to find vendors sometimes in this game. I can't leave until I sell my garbage.
Telling you, Bianchi, something's wrong with the boots you sold me. I wear them to the metro. Suddenly, the shuttle
No,
runs
I haven't gone there yet. There are a ton of places I haven't gone to yet.
And the barista screws up my order. It's like I'm walking under ladders with a broken mirror in my pocket.
No, I
And the
don't.
only time it happens is when I'm wearing your boots.
So, what do you want me to do about it?
I want a damn refund.
You two hurry this up.
Fine. I'll take the boots back.
Hey, big
Just
country.
don't tell anyone you bought them from here. You ask me, the real New Atlantis is down here. Personally, I think daylight. Take your time.
Oh, he's broke still.
Ugh, right. The boots. I hate to...
Oh, shit. Guys, you guys gotta tell me that. If the game isn't showing up, you gotta tell me that. There we go.
admit it, but she has a point. She's the third customer to return the pair, all for the same reason. The boots might really be cursed. Like most of my supply from one of my UC contacts. But after the second
here in a
customer
bit.
returned the boots, I got curious and I did some digging. Turns out they were seized from a House of Arun ship. That alone is enough to convince me something's amiss.
Daquan Barkley's x-rays are negative. So he didn't break anything.
I don't doubt it. Either way, it's bad for business. Hey, you're a pilot, right? Maybe you can do me a favor. I've heard of a UC station at the far end of the galaxy called the Den. You go there and stash these boots in a crate, and I'll give you credits as a compensation. Believe it or not, I actually tried that. And do you know what happened? Some UC pilot picked up the cargo and somehow it found its way back to my store. No, I wanted the boots gone. But I also want to know exactly where they are. Finally, someone to give these blasted boots the boot, if you pardon the expression. Here, I'll have your credits for you when the job is done.
Okay, so is there anybody else who will buy my shit?
Keep your nose clean. Last thing I want is to charge you for a DVD.
I've got limited resources. We're no reliant.
Yeah, she won't buy anything that I want to sell, damn. Useless! Fucking useless! I think there's one more guy somewhere around here who will buy my shit. No, this is a bar. God, I know there's a place around here somewhere that buys crap.
I wish I could go with you on your ship, but I'm not.
Jake's is a good place to meet contacts. It's got the right amount of boots and the right amount of schmooze.
Okay, I think this is it.
No, can't say I'll have what you need. But you're happy to make a deal if I can.
Wait a minute. Okay, cool. I mean, that's a pretty silly thing to conclude. I never thought I would say this. I think Campbell needs to scale it back just a little bit here. I don't think all these fourth down things... I think he needs to... I like most of it, but he got greedy a little bit today.
Stop by anytime.
So, earlier in the week, I said that in order to make up for that Rams loss, the Seahawks are going to have to do something like beat the 49ers or the Eagles or the Bengals. That Bengals thing is actually starting to look possible. Their offense is completely toothless. What the hell's going on? Like, that's actually not even that far-fetched. Although the Bengals did start last season 0-2, their offense was way better than this. Like, they might have the worst offense in the league right now through 2 games. I could be wrong, but Burrow's thrown for like 150 yards across 2 games. I thought Burrow was going to kill it this year.
All right. Let's get this crate into space.
How are you, Dusty?
Hey, what's going on?
Red face, put that water on your mustache. Porno swag, 100 G's, Louis duffel bag.
Nice to see you.
And pussy, make that dick have a heart attack.
Hey there.
Oh man, this shit's still full. Snacks should be here eventually, right guy? I just don't know exactly when.
Engines fire. Here we go.
Yeah,
Stay in orbit
Austin.
or jump. Your call.
Well, that's kind of what I thought we would have this year. A below-average defense that forces a lot of turnovers.
Jump complete. Normal propulsion restored.
Sorry for being a little late to the party.
What's up, everybody?
So, hey, welcome to the Winners Club.
Yeah. It's good to be here. you see Brandon Staley get pissed off at the reporter in the post-game press conference? Be clear, Brandon Staley is the head coach of the Chargers.
Yeah. Now, look, for those of you who have been watching the stream long enough, you know that my dad's a San Diego sports fan, and that even though the Chargers moved to Los Angeles, the Chargers are still San Diego's football team. Problem is many Chargers fans also either picked up another team or they just care about football way less in general. My dad no longer watches Chargers games. He only looks at the aftermath and then sighs because he knows he's going to be pissed. And he's done plenty of ranting about that fucking mongoloid that they have coaching that team. Yeah, it sucks because Spanos has no intention of winning. And this is what I wish to Christ. Look,
I wonder what happened here.
Donald Sterling was forced to sell the Clippers for saying things that were true. And
Gilbert.
Okay.
Gilbert's in trouble again.
Okay, no, but seriously, Don Sterling was forced to sell the Clippers for saying racist things. And because he owns a basketball team of all fucking sports he could possibly own a team in, saying things that are disparaging towards African Americans is going to end up getting you in trouble when you own an NBA team. However, in the grand scheme of things, who possibly could fucking care about what a billionaire has to think about black people? You can fucking throw a rock in a building full of billionaires and you will hit a racist. Like, who the fuck cares? My point is this: if you can force a billionaire, if you can force them to sell their sports team, and even sell it for a 10-figure sum, so that they make a shitload of money and not be like, well, you have to sell your team and then we keep all the money. No, they sell their team and they keep the money. Don Sterling made off like a bandit. Steve Ballmer paid a shitload of money for the Clippers. But if you can force someone to sell a sports team for something so innocuous and pointless as being the owner of one of the least relevant franchises in all of professional sports, let alone the NBA, just for saying words. But you can't force someone to sell a team when they have no intention of making the team competitive at all. Like, Spanos is not the only one, but he damn well should be on the list of people who are forced to sell the team that they own, because it is very fucking clear that they have no intention whatsoever of putting a competitive product out there. The example I bring up is the Chicago Cubs that famously went 108 years without a championship win. They finally win because their ownership group decided, hey, let's start winning. So then they hired front office management that had a proven track record of success with the Boston Red Sox. Any sports team, period, has the capability to win if you put the right people in place. And the only thing you need to do in order to do that is to have an ownership group that fucking cares about winning games and is willing to hire the right talent and spend money to hire the right talent to get that. Spanos doesn't give a shit ever since he moved the team from San Diego. The intent was to move it to Los Angeles, not because he wanted the team there, not because he wanted to be in Los Angeles, but because he wanted to sell the team for a higher amount of money, and a football team that plays in Los Angeles is going to get him more money than a football team that plays in San Diego.
At least we know it wasn't the Crimson Fleet.
Literally, moving a franchise just so that he can get more money when he sells it. He does not want to keep the Chargers long term. And yet every season that goes by that no one buys the team from him, Chargers fans, the ever-dwindling number that there are, continue to be held hostage by this cocksucker, which leads him to making dog-shit decisions like hiring that fucking mongoloid who goes out there with that insane coping meltdown, whatever the fuck that was, I mean, it was absolutely hilarious, especially because we're only 2 games into the season and he's already snapping at people. Like, Jesus Christ. Justin Herbert's one of the finest young talents you've got in the league. They're squandering him with a fucking ape-ass retarded head coach. An ownership group that doesn't give a shit. I mean, at this point, best case scenario is to sell the team to literally anybody, even if it's some guy who wants to move them again. You know, we're going to bring back a football team in St. Louis, the St. Louis Chargers now, just so that the team can actually fucking compete. What a joke.
The North Korea Chargers.
Yeah, it's a fucking... It is a complete joke.
You know, the Chargers team colors are actually the same as the Ukrainian flag, so they can move to Ukraine and not even change their jerseys.
That is the idea that I had. Because Spanos is a fan of money laundering, and we all know that Western involvement in... No, I'm not going to say that. I'll get killed. Anyway, the moral of the story is San Diego sports fans deserve better, and they almost had it with the Padres. They came damn close being competitive the last 2 seasons. But Tatis and his fucking steroids, man.
Yep. Like I said,
Derailed
there's that one
everything.
guy in the Discord who's like 40 years old. He's a little older than us. He is a lifelong Chargers, Clippers, Padres, and Aztecs fan. That is some fucking misery right there, man.
Poor bastard. Yeah, especially for the Aztecs, man. Because, like... when you're that old and you've been a lifelong fan for that long of the Padres and the Aztecs, it means you had to watch the legendary Tony Gwynn have a Hall of Fame career but not win a championship with the Padres. But that happens. It's hard to win championships in baseball. But then he goes on to coach San Diego State and dies of cancer before he even makes the team relevant. And that's, God, that's just a fucking heartbreaker. And then, when the Aztecs actually looked competitive this year and made it to the championship game, you had a bunch of cocksuckers go out there and say, we're going to win this for Coach Gwynn. And then they fucking got destroyed. And it's all like, why'd you have to invoke his name before humiliating yourselves?
Either I got hit harder than I thought.
Yeah, that's like the South Park hockey episode. Remember that?
I'll unlock the door.
That is actually a very appropriate analogy, because what I loved most about what they did there, it's aside from it being hilarious to watch a bunch of grown men wail on infants, is that Stan was under the assumption that they were doing the whole 80s sports movie thing, narrative going on. But then, after they got crushed, and then We Are the Champions starts playing for the other team, and they start celebrating and doing all their fucking, inspiring end of the movie speeches to each other and resolutions to their plot lines. Is like, oh fuck, they had their story going on too. This meant a lot to them. We weren't the only ones who were really thinking this was important. So yeah, you're right, because I'm like, yeah, I mean, I already forgot what team San Diego State was playing, but I'm sure it meant just as much to them as it did the fucking San Diego State players. Did you like that comment I made earlier? Seattle has the Legion of Boom. James Harden wants to join the Legion of Cool.
It's like a Norm Macdonald joke.
9/11. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I got a big case of the SADS today.
What happened?
Oh, just taking stock of my place in life and not feeling too good.
Something's been through here recently, but left everything in place. At least we know it wasn't the Crimson Fleet.
So earlier today in the stream, we were talking about movies that we watched in class in high school and college. What were some movies that you watched in class in high school and college?
The Patriot, Schindler's List.
Patriot? I haven't seen that one
Yes.
in forever.
God, it's a Robin Williams movie. A very serious one. It's got Robert De Niro in it, too. I think it's called Awakenings.
Really? The Patriot was pretty good, but I haven't seen it in a long time. It's definitely not as good as Braveheart, but it has a similar vibe.
It's a 1990 drama, a very serious film. So, you know, if you think as Robin Williams is in there, it's going to be a funny movie. No, it's not. It's got Robin Williams as in the lead role and Robert De Niro supporting actor. What it's about is people who are essentially in a comatose, extreme vegetative state. I'm reading the Wikipedia article about it. It tells the story of neurologist Dr. Malcolm Sayer, who discovers the beneficial effects of the drug L-Dopa in 1969. Leonard Lowe, the character Robert De Niro plays, and the rest of the patients are awakened after decades and have to deal with a new life in a new time. Because he administers the drug to catatonic patients who survived the 1917 to 1928 epidemic of encephalitis lethargica, which was referred to as the sleeping sickness. It's an atypical form of encephalitis. It was first described in 1917 by neurologist Constantin von Economo and pathologist Jean-René Cruchet. The disease attacks the brain, leaving some victims in a statue-like condition, speechless and motionless. Between 1915 and 1926, an epidemic of encephalitis lethargica spread around the world. The exact number of people infected is unknown, and it is estimated that more than 1 million people contracted the disease during the epidemic, which directly caused more than 500,000 deaths. Most of those who survived never returned to their pre-morbid vigor. See, the story, he discovers a drug that can treat it. It seemed to cure it. So then people get their lives back after being catatonic for decades. Which is why it's called Awakenings, because people basically woke up from being asleep for decades. But eventually the drug wears off. People build up a tolerance to it. No matter how much the dosage is increased, they go back to the way that they were before, and it's heartbreaking in that sense. Yeah, I watched that movie in high school. I probably watched a bunch of others, but high school was...
What I really need, though, is
15 years ago now.
So, if you wanted to tell me,
shitty.
I'm heavy infantry and I've come to bring you the gift of order.
Well, it's not even that. I mean, literally no one enjoyed high school, except for a couple of people here and there, but those were the blessed few who basically had their life on Fast Track to Easy Street. I mean,
Vanguard, huh?
that was pretty much the only joy that I got to have in high school, is when I got to see people who had the fucking world was their oyster and it got taken from them because they made stupid decisions. Like that one guy, I'm sure I told you. He was a hotshot fucking pitcher. He was kicking ass. He had a full ride scholarship to Cal State Fullerton to go play baseball for them.
Oh, I remember
he was
this.
Right, because of how deep the MLB draft is, and that they do take, you know, high schools and all this shit. He was getting scouted and all this kind of crap. But he legit fucking, you know, 90-mile-an-hour fastball for a high schooler. It's pretty fucking good. And what ends up happening one day is that he wore a baseball cap everywhere he went. I never saw him without his baseball cap, except for this one time where right before English class one day, in our senior year, by the way, senior year, it was like a couple of months until graduation. And a couple of black kids yanked the hat off his head and started playing keep away with it for no other reason than they thought it would be funny to do that.
It needs its connection.
So he goes on an
as
insane
I found out,
fucking N-word
that's
laced
not
rant
one
about
person
how
job.
he can't take it.
But if you can make it to the security outpost and restore
You know
peace,
exactly what you
I think I
think.
can get things
Which of
back on
course
track.
starts a huge
See if the
fucking
settlers left us
racial
any other
fight
tools.
right
It's
in front
like
of the English class there.
it's like in South Park
Because
when Cartman yells race war.
exactly, because as soon as he yells out the first N-word,
Good.
suddenly every
Once I see
black
the
person in the
connection
area,
reset,
their ears
I'll get
perk
things
up and they
underway
all
on my
fucking
end.
hone in on what's
Take
happening.
care of yourself out
So
there.
as soon as they see what's
Make sure
going
you leave
on,
enough
because
of
I
that bait
mean,
for us to
obviously the
intercept.
guys were playing keep away. As soon as he says that, they start swinging. So now they're like, okay, so let me get involved too. And what ends up happening is that there were a lot of his teammates on the baseball team in my English class with him. And all they saw was their star pitcher is being mobbed by a group of guys who are just beating the shit out of him. So they all jump in there, but as you might expect, because it's baseball, the vast majority of the team was white. So all of a sudden, here come a bunch of white guys to the rescue of the guy yelling the N-word that the black people started attacking, and then it just spun out of control from there. At the time, my girlfriend, the girl I was dating at the time, was black, so I basically used her as a human shield. And I just held on to her really tight, and I was like, here, let me make damn good and sure no one looks at me and confuses my light skin with being on the wrong side here. I don't want to fucking...
Are you sure that Are you sure that he wasn't wearing a Burger King crown instead of a baseball cap?
Christ alive, I wish he was. Because the story would get a million times better, but at the same time, no one would believe it at that point. Anyway, I bring up him having a full ride scholarship and all this because obviously news of the fight gets out. He gets suspended for like a month. He was seriously lucky he didn't get expelled. But even though this was back in 2009, this is still something that you can sit there and be like, oh, this is woke culture gonna run amok. No, this is the kind of thing that's unacceptable always. Always has been. As soon as Cal State Fullerton gets news that this kid they offered a full ride scholarship instigated a race war at his high school by yelling the N-word a bunch of times, obviously they withdrew the scholarship offer. I have never seen anyone ruin their life faster than that guy. Because a full ride scholarship, obviously he wanted to go pro. He wanted to play in the majors. Who knows whether or not he could have. You could still have a very successful minor league career and make plenty of money compared to the average person. Or at the absolute least, go to college, get your degree, and someone else paid for every cent of it. And all you need to do is play baseball, which you love playing anyway. Literally life on easy street. What ended up happening to him? After that, no one's gonna fucking touch him. So then he just had to make his own way, just like the rest of us stiffs. I've never seen anyone throw their lives away faster than that man did that night. Sorry. Absolutely bonkers. But this shit happens, People will suddenly go ape shit. You're not expecting it. And throw their whole lives away in a matter of moments.
Man, that's how you know American History X is unrealistic. That guy wrote a book report on Mein Kampf, and all he got was a private tutor for his history class. There was no suspension, nothing. It didn't even go on his record. It was just like, okay, you've got a private history class now.
Yeah. Let's reward him. God. If only, man.
Should let you keep tabs on how close the Terramorph is.
Oh, did you see the new Foxford, by the way?
I think I did, but let me remind myself. Oh yeah. That's pretty much what we're heading straight for. Money's fucking fake as shit and worthless as it is anyway. But yeah, very, very funny, very amusing.
still have to do. I feel like I need to buy a ton of ammo, though.
Look, I wouldn't engage directly if you could avoid it. The kill lanes. They're set up but need power. There's breakers on each of the buildings you can throw to get them live. Once they're online, lead the Terramorph towards the lights and watch the fireworks.
Yeah, Couch. I watched most of the Broncos game.
hell,
Russell did not
Vanguard.
play good. He played good for fantasy football purposes, but he did not play an actual good game in real life purposes. It was a lot of like 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, big play, 3 and out, 3 and out. You know, the usual, but
Stow it in your bag.
he basically played the quintessential Russell Wilson game. A bunch of big plays, and then 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. I really think Russ gets benched at some point in the next 2 months. Not necessarily because he's terrible, but because the Broncos are going to be so bad they're going to want to mix it up.
Yeah, because it's exactly like Joker's been saying all day. You know, they actually won the Sean Payton sweepstakes. So that being the case, they have a plan moving forward. They're going to put the franchise in his hands. And he's sitting here taking a look at Russell Wilson, who's aging like milk. And he's all like, why the hell is this guy still fucking starting games for us? Why is he playing in any games at all? You know, any... Blech. Just like... The Broncos need to move on from this guy yesterday. So, yeah, I completely see that happening too. He'll get benched, and then if there's any backlash for it regarding him being talented, they may, you know, Payton may come out and like try to leak or, you know, phrase it slightly better with a nudge, wink, wink kind of thing, where he's trying to say we're tanking. So we don't want Russ to potentially affect the quality of the draft pick or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can't come right out and say that, but that's what he would do to save face, is to try to imply that if Wilson was continuing to start, they might have too good of a pick. You know, they want or too good of a record for their pick. But yeah, you look at the Broncos roster, and that definitely
It's not going to happen
you gotta
overnight.
move on.
In hindsight, it's
Yeah.
hilarious they sold the farm for a quarterback when they're so far away from...
Yeah, and that's the thing that we need to ask ourselves is it more funny to be the Jets or to be the Broncos? In terms of not being those teams and instead getting the opportunity to watch that. Is it funnier to watch the Jets face plant with Aaron Rodgers, you know, taking 4 snaps and then disintegrating? Or is it funnier to watch the Broncos where Russell Wilson plays those games but he has fallen off a cliff?
Not know I was going to get attacked by this thing. Oh yeah, did you hear? Aaron Rodgers is undergoing an experimental surgery that will repair his Achilles in 4.5 months, meaning he could return for the playoffs.
Wow. Okay. Number one, the Jets obviously are not going to make the playoffs. That's spoiler alert. It's hilarious that the coping is already beginning. Number one. Number two, you can't call it an experimental surgery just because you're like, yeah, you know, the doc's putting a lot of strange things into my rectal cavity. He says this will help my Achilles heal, and I should be back. Get it? Because that's the meme, is that he's in the homeopathic medicine, but
Yeah.
but he misheard the.
At least we avenged the deaths at the colony.
The doctor said he was a specialist in Good God.
Seeing a
Anyway,
facility from the inside
I
is
can't.
starting to make me feel like I should switch to becoming.
In all seriousness, I can't imagine any experimental surgery actually working in terms of healing you that quickly if it wasn't straight up just steroids. Like when he went to Germany for the experimental surgery to repair his knee, they just injected steroids into his knee. Like. So I'm like, if Aaron Rodgers actually comes back before the end of the season.
Think about how much it must suck to like spend that whole off season getting yourself ready for the season, thinking I'm gonna prove all the haters wrong, and then after 75 seconds it's over.
Dude, think about how awesome that must be to get paid to do nothing and not even have to fucking go to the games or like have to live in that hellhole. My God.
You just flatlined a terrible.
It's gotta be awesome.
Oh yeah, taken care of. No big deal. You didn't happen to grab me a tissue sample, did you?
Alright, be right back. I'm gonna get something to drink.
All right.
It was Sunday, right?
I spotted a
Yeah,
microscope
today is Sunday.
downstairs.
Okay.
Let's see if we can't get to the bottom of this.
Boyus. Man, I can't remember the word for Sunday in Spanish. Jesus Christ, I've forgotten all the Spanish I've ever learned. I know miércoles is Monday, and jueves is Wednesday. I can't remember what Sunday is, which is really bad. Oh, domingo. Domingo. Spanish for years, and I don't remember a fucking thing. Luckily, I don't need it ever.
Older model. Let's see what you can do. Running basic.
Oh, there are 2 games tomorrow. Only one of them has any real effect on us. The Saints Panthers. I want the Panthers to win. I don't want them to be 0-2 coming in. Alright guys, I'll be right back. See you guys shortly. Okay, I am back.
There.
All right, welcome back.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it. Coming back when you go on a break. I'm like, fuck.
I just had to take the
You know
trash
what's a
out.
oh, yeah. You know what's a really solid, cheap food?
What? Ramen?
When you go to like the budget grocery store and you get a generic like store brand chunky peanut butter. Because if you get smooth peanut butter, a lot of the times
spread plenty of creatures in our travels
the
across
the
stars.
problems that it could have with
Livestock, pests,
chalkiness or like
they're different.
peanut oil separation and all that kind of shit, like all that sort of stuff that happens with creamy doesn't happen with chunky.
So when humans settle a world,
Plus having the actual peanut bits in there, it's very good nutritionally. So
no one knows how
it's filling, it tastes good, and it's very nutritionally dense.
Talseti, though, it's too young to have
And it's extremely cheap.
It's only been
When you go to the budget grocery store and you get the store brand generic crap,
captured one of the deadliest predators in the galaxy just to
I got me a sizable jar, lasts me about 2 weeks, cost me $3.
That seems awfully implausible. Which means we're either looking at a truly strange murder.
Ouch, there was
Good
a
stuff.
troll tweet. Somebody posted a troll tweet that looked official that said he gave up 11 catches today. And he got butthurt about it. That's basically what happened.
Bigger colonies than this one. You're right. We just need more information first. Time was, I had access to one of the best repositories of terramorph research in the galaxy.
Yeah, earlier when you were talking about
to start looking,
Baldur's
if I
Gate,
can figure how to access it.
I said that the gameplay when you're playing as a rogue,
Luckily,
or when you're playing as a much more in-depth mage,
say to delivering this to him for me.
and also when you want to use throwables and stuff, the gameplay really opens up in terms of its
Plus,
dynamic ability to be such a different experience, because
first if you have to.
and usually you see this also on higher difficulties when you're on the tactician difficulty, and it's required because they do so much more damage. But I brought up rogues especially because when you have stealth as a core component of your gameplay, because what rogues have going for them, like the thief subclass gives you extra bonus actions.
Together a sample analysis for this thing.
And that's important because your rogue actions, you have
I'm not sure exactly where to find him, but last I heard
it changes certain actions for you. Instead of being a regular action, it becomes a cunning action, which means it's now a bonus action instead of a regular action. So for other classes, if you want to dash this turn, that's your action, so now you can't attack.
It's not a lot, but
Or if you want to hide, that's your action, you can't attack. If you want to disengage, that's your action, you can't attack. But for a rogue, those become bonus actions, and you have a larger amount of bonus actions, which means you can also cover a shitload of ground, because you can cunning action dash like 4 times in one fucking turn. So you haul ass, cover a huge amount of ground. And in the same turn, because you have so many bonus actions, you can dash to get behind somebody, and then cunning action hide to hide, so now you get the stealth advantage bonus, and then you backstab them for guaranteed huge crits.
Nice.
But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, yeah, you're right. The gameplay can be considered very simplistic because it's based off of Dungeons and Dragons, which is a game system they came up with in like the 60s. Very old game concept, you know. It was meant to be played with pen and paper on a tabletop. But what's important is just that you're having a good time. Because like when we were facing the last thing that we did yesterday. Well, the second to last thing that we did. The last thing we did was killing the Raven guy, and then Karlak's like, "Oh no, he broke my elephant." I'm like, "Fucking goddamn, okay." But when we had the portal with Halson where he was fixing the elf guy,
Yeah.
that's to cure the curse in the Shadowlands. And there were so many enemies, and what I was doing is I was throwing the Void Bulb, which is so good, and why I keep going back to the friendly Mind Flayer merchant because he sells those. Where it's an AoE that anything that's in the AoE when you go to throw it gets sucked into the center, and they all get sucked into the center. So then I gather them all into that one little close pocket like that, and I had Karlak start throwing bombs, and then I threw down a fucking giant ice spell. And then you had so many bodies that when you try to display all the names of it, the fucking game couldn't load it all. It was hilarious. That's my style.
You know, that's another thing. In the flashbacks in American History X, they say that Derek has a good job and he's making good money. So much so that the family is able to stay in the house that they grew up in, even that their father when their father was a fireman and when their father was alive. He has a giant swastika tattooed on his chest. How does he have a good job making good money?
Are you referring to when he got out of prison?
No, before he went to prison. It's specified he's making good money, he's got a good job. Does he just never take his
Before
shirt
he
off?
went before he went to prison, I think what he would have been doing, because I can't remember from the movie, because I hadn't thought about it like this. If I had to think, then either A, it's because things were very different in the 90s compared to right now. The 9/11 world is very difficult for people to even conceive of if they've only experienced now. But if it wasn't just a case of that, then I would assume that the neo-Nazi group that he's a part of has some sort of legitimate business front that he's able to work for.
Yeah, okay. That's an interesting theory.
Because the head guy who was like trying to recruit the young, charismatic guy like I can't remember if Derek was the older brother or the younger brother. Because
The
in my
older
head,
brother.
in my head, I just think Vineyard. But because when I want to refer to Ed Norton's character, I've been doing it for so long where I try to say that it's Ed Norton himself playing himself. I just call him that. But anyway, yeah, the young charismatic guy, he's looking for Derek. He seemed to be doing pretty damn well for himself. Like he had the fairly large property that they had their big shindigs at.
True. Okay.
I will never get tired of that.
Advised, you are entering United Colony space. Please maintain course and prepare to be scanned.
Man, I wish it was this easy in real life to scan a ship for contraband. Life would be a lot easier.
Yeah, because you'd scan and then you'd know exactly where to go. Based.
So, Were you eating at the Sagebrook? Or is it just a quick snap from the Terror Brew?
Wonder if Burrow is playing with like some crippling injury that's just making it impossible for him to perform. Like that seems something that's believable.
Look who's back. All set with that A terror? What? How did you walk away with the terramorph tissue sample running comms repairs? What happened to the settlers?
I like how they actually named the scary monster alien species the Terrormorphs.
You have got to be shitting me.
A Terrormorph.
A gene tag? Let me see that. Sanan.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Let me check the database. All this data's been classified. Here we go. Service record. Wow. That's a lot of commendations.
That is next level
Seems like she
pathetic.
served a distinction as co-head of a UC Xenoweapons division. Faced tribunal at the end of the colony war. And was dismissed from duty. Guess that's why I'd heard the name before. If she's former Xeno warfare, though, well, we can at least be sure she knows her aliens. Certainly seems that way. Did your survivor, Hadrian, did she mention why she thinks this sample's so special? I see. This has been one of the more surprising debriefs I've ever been a part of. I did actually have another mission lined up for you, supporting UC system defense against the Crimson Fleet. Now I guess you have two options on how to proceed. Head to the UC Vigilance and help out SysDef, or deliver that sample. I'll make sure you've got the proper clearances for either path. Consider these your first
by the way,
official
Snacks,
orders.
I don't know if you were watching or not. Did you see
So
how the
everyone
Miami
knows
game
you're working
ended?
with the Vanguard. Welcome to the Navy, Captain. Vanguard's also got some custom ship.
The
You'll be cleared for action
absolute
for
fucking catastrophe of whatever the hell that
Yeah, the
play you call was. Yeah. I haven't seen the refs look that puzzled in a long time.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. I did not think they would overturn it, I gotta be honest.
I was laughing so fucking hard when they did. I was in tears.
Did you see how the
I mean,
Broncos
like
game
that.
ended, by the way? The Hail Mary?
No.
Okay.
What happened?
Let me find the link here real quick.
Wow. I didn't think he still had that kind of arm strength. That ball went high up in there.
He's still got his arm strength. That's most of what he has left at this point, though. Like, literally, not only does it get caught, it gets caught after it's bounced off 3 people to get to the end zone.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But they're still down 2. So that leads to what happens next.
Oh man.
Like,
See, the funny thing is, it looks like his halfback on the play action was actually wide open for it too.
Imagine hitting
And-
that Hail Mary and still losing.
Yeah, that. You know what I would have done if I was him? I would have kicked the extra point. Just taking the loss to be like, you know what? That was a wonderful play. Let's just take it home on a high note. Oh my god. Broncos fans have to be fucking mauling like there's no tomorrow. My god.
One of the luckiest plays of the last 10 years, and it means nothing. It's like recovering an onside kick while you're in the midst of some massive comeback, and then the first play of the drive, your quarterback throws a game-ending interception.
Because I'm watching this back, and obviously there's a ton of pressure in the in the instant that it's going on, so I can completely get why Wilson wasn't thinking this. But if he pulled the trigger on passing to his running back off of the play fake, if he only had eyes for that play from the start, he would have got it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously in those situations you have a very limited amount of time and you have to make a quick decision. You can't just... You can't
See,
look
what's
at everything. But yeah.
Right. What's even crazier here is I paused the video right at the moment when he should have made the pass, and I'm seeing the pocket collapsing, and I'm like, you know what? The young Russell Wilson, back when Seattle was competing for Super Bowls, had a wide open running lane for the conversion between his left tackle and left guard, and he could have just gone right up. Like,
Quarterbacks don't like to run very much when they get older, so not terribly surprising.
yeah, definitely. I mean, look at that. You can see that too, right? Like, if that was the young Russell Wilson, he still had his legs. He'd just gone right up.
Yeah, he probably just maneuvers out to the left. There's nobody out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's such a gimme that somebody like fucking Peyton Manning, when he was younger also, you know, in his Broncos days, he wouldn't have been able to fucking handle that shit. But, you know, even Peyton, when he was younger, would have been able to make that. So I'm just bringing that up as one of those moments of like, man, you really can tell that his career is done, because it doesn't feel like it was even that long ago that, yeah, that's exactly what you would have seen from him, and he'd have gotten it. You know, it's one of those moments where you're like, man, if that was the real Russell Wilson, that would have been a win right there. Oh, man. Yeah, and all the Broncos fans in the comments crying, oh my god, the play of the century, and we just lose anyway. I'm like, yeah, why even fucking bother? Like...
Well, my inventory is still basically full.
Oh, watching the instant replays with the different camera angles. He wasn't looking to see anybody who was open. He was only looking at Cortland Sutton the entire... From the snap to when he made the throw. He only had eyes for him. And he threw it in almost triple coverage. And it's all like, and you had to... God damn.
Onyx Wolf 420, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, Mass Effect was a great game, and 2 was even better, but it's been so long I need to replay them. I really did like those games, though. Very, very special.
Yeah, they were. They were definitely wonderful. Bill Fielcheck molding. Love to see it. And fuck all these people in the comments. Oh, we were robbed of a legendary moment. Yeah, fuck you. Like, eat a dick. We got a legendary moment. 2 MVP. Heard it here first, folks.
Hey, did you guys know that Frankenstein was actually the name of the monster?
What the fuck? Good stuff.
It's a angry video game nerd meme because every time he talks about movies, he always brings up the fact that Frankenstein wasn't the name of the monster, it was the name of the scientist. Like, that makes him some kind of super genius or something. So it's like a meme. Because everybody fucking knows that now.
Uh-oh. Nope, sorry to interrupt, but Tyreek Hill let it slip. Talking about Patriots fans, he said, those fans are some of the worst in the NFL. They're real nasty.
I saw
I'll
that.
give you 3 guesses what word they were calling him when he was leaving. I'm like, oh shit. I mean, just think about it, just for a second. Do you really think Bill Simmons has never said that word in his life? Not even once? If I ever get the chance to meet Bill Simmons in person, I'm gonna hand him a Burger King crown.
I don't know how he would react to that. Yeah, the Broncos suck. Everything about the Broncos sucks. They might end up in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes.
I mean, it generally ends up being the case that in a city that has multiple sports teams, typically only one of them is good at any given time. So this is the price you pay for the Nuggets being the best team in basketball. In order to have a Jokic, you need to have a Wilson. Balance things out.
At some point, when I play Starfield, I'm going to have to build my own ship. I'm still using, like, the default ship. I should get my own.
All these fucking Patriots fans being like, we were robbed of a legendary moment. I'm all like, you're right. We were robbed of a Tua game-winning touchdown 80-yard pass to begin overtime. Like, fuck you people. Stop it with your cope, you lost.
Like, I'm not even, like, unironically, if the season ended right now, Tua would be MVP.
Hell yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to hold, but he's playing very well. Nothing else to say.
Yeah, there's no chance it's going to hold, because this is still a Miami sports team. I'm just enjoying the memes right now, but we're only 2 games into the season. There is no difference between a team that will finish 2-15 and a team that will finish 17-0 at the end of week 2, because they both have 2 wins You could win out or you could lose out. There's no fucking difference. And how the fucking first 2 weeks have gone, it doesn't mean shit.
Now, that sounds kind of like the enlightened midget copy pasta thing.
50-50 chance. You either win or you don't. But yeah, no, I'm gonna find that shit right now. I love that fucking Yoda picture.
A wise old midget once approached a girl and asked, okay, yeah, it's that one.
How can it be that you are so liked? You who are merely a girl.
Oh, God.
But seriously though, yeah, after week 2, the only thing you should know for sure at the end of week 2 is that if you're a Jets fan, it's time to give up. That's about it.
But I mean, that's kind of a permanent, ongoing, never-ending rule. Like, that's not just applicable to this one season.
Oh man, they should change the Jets chant to Jets. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
Been serving drinks here for over 4. What's your poison?
You can hear that shit all the way over here in California when they're fucking. Got him.
What if one of the Jets' offensive linemen had Aaron Rodgers in, like, one of those things you use to carry a baby around on your back? They're, like, strapped to your back.
Keep a lookout.
So you could throw the ball.
If you see anything suspicious.
Sidonia's not so bad. Almost worked.
A Scarecrow bar, honestly, the few times I've done it, that hasn't been the case at all. And I like watching the game with my family,
Look at the
anyway.
size of this cavern. I wonder how much of it's natural, and how much was carved out to accommodate Sidonia's mining operations.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think they lose to the Jets. The Jets' defense is still playing hard. Like, that Jets' defense is good. They just have very little offense, and Zach Wilson can probably do something against that Broncos defense, which sucks now. I think the Jets win that game. Now, the Bears probably lose to the Broncos, but, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets are still a competitive team in the sense that all of those guys are still playing for contracts. Like, no player wants to lose. They don't give a fuck about what the team may or may not want to be doing in terms of what the front office thinks and says and all that shit. Players want to make sure that they're in a good position to get the most amount of money they possibly can. So, you know, if they're talented enough and coordinated enough and can fucking pull it off, then yeah, they could make some good shit happen.
Yeah, they can win some games, but they're not going to win the games they really need to win.
Which are all of them. Hoita. A true saying always sprinkles when he tinkles.
wish there was more to do.
Not really, Scarecrow Bar. Like, the stream I did after the game today did great.
People always ask me what I think about mining. It rocks.
It's not easy. It's between the Star Yard and hell.
I mean, the Bears have to take Caleb if they actually do it again, right? There's no way they're going to commit to Fields.
Yeah, how's it going? Can I help you?
Well, I don't know. They play on a place called Soldier Field. I think they're pretty committed to Fields.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
Ah, wonderful. All right. Wait.
Oh man. They pay my salary. Sounds like a plan. I can also take stuff.
I don't think anybody passes on Caleb except the Colts, so.
Hopefully everyone passes on Caleb. Because his name is Caleb, man. That's just gay. Also, I'm tired of quarterbacks.
Yeah, let's get you hooked up.
Take a look here. How is Will Anderson doing? He had a sack in the Ravens game and 6 tackles and 3 tackles in this Colts game. So I guess I'd say that's probably okay, but that's very not unprobative. There's way more information we need. His PFF grades are rock solid, but it's only one game, so that doesn't even mean anything.
Are you starting? Okay.
Come back anytime.
Invoices can be collected from the... Oh. Not here for a delivery, are you?
Captain Anime Feet Respecter, Vanguard.
Nice.
Well, I do wish I could help you, Captain, but Dr. Walker has been missing for some time.
A shame, too. We had such high hopes for Percival. I brought him on myself to do medical and biological consulting around the city.
Not the sort of work the Trade Authority traditionally does. But we thought it had the potential to become a whole new type of revenue stream for our branch. I invested no small amount of personal capital into the endeavor. But then he decided to run off after a discipline issue. I presume the miners have him hidden somewhere. Plenty of cracks on this old rock. But at this point, it's probably for the best.
That won't be necessary. The Trade Authority isn't interested in employing someone so unreliable. But we would like the money he owes us. If you can convince him to pay his debts, we'd be most grateful.
Oh, I loathe the Trade Authority. Is it absolutely necessary that we have to help them? Oh, I can't believe you're helping them. What a stupid
Sarah,
waste of
it's
time.
part of the main quest.
Wonderful.
I suggest paying a visit to
What
the
is-
Sixth Circle.
She just
What I
got
suppose
mad at me
is
because I'm helping a guild that she
lowest
doesn't
level
like.
of the city. If anyone knows where Percival is,
Yeah, it happens.
miscreants there would. But
Wait, did you say guild? Like the Merchants Guild?
Well, it's not really a guild. It's just an entity, a company of sorts. It's the Trade Authority. So I guess you could call them a little bit of a Merchants Guild, honestly. That's not without accuracy.
urge caution. They're not a group known for their hospitality.
A reminder that particle detonations can occur beyond the city limits.
It's not easy living inside on. Time is money, love, so if you've got something to say, then say it.
The miners pretty much run the lower levels here.
Broken Spear's upstairs. Go drown yourself there.
Uh-oh.
This bar's for devil's vets and their kin.
Am I gonna have to start a bar fight?
Doc Walker? You're barking up the wrong...
And getting in trouble. You. Why don't you come here and tell me what some stray wants with Walker? Not every day a stray topsider wanders into my bar claiming they know people.
Damn it.
What do you want with Dr. Walker? What? Someone give him the keys to a battle cruiser? Look, you can make up whatever crazy story you want, but you should forget about Percival.
You can spare us the performative stonewalling. We simply need a moment of his time, and you needn't hear from us ever again.
And you're someone I should trust, huh? Why?
I'm UC military. Retired. Can give you my gene tag code too if you'd like.
Not necessary. But look, even if I decided I was going to help you get in contact with Dr. Walker, Percival made himself scarce for a reason. His debt to the Trade Authority. But if someone resolved that debt, well, Percival wouldn't have to hide anymore. I bet that person would make a friend out of Percival, and the rest of us devils. I'm always inclined to help a friend. Well, most straightforward way to take care of this debt would be to just saunter up to the authority and pay him direct, if you've got credits to throw away. Of course, rumor is the Trade Authority keeps all their records and collections files on a central server inside their storeroom. If someone was to break in there and adjust Percival's debt to something a little more reasonable, say a few hundred credits, I'd be happy to cover the costs.
Making that adjustment would be illegal. I don't think this is a road we should travel.
Too bad.
And, one soldier to another. Sidonia's full of old utility tunnels and crawl spaces. Wouldn't be surprised if there was one that let out right into the authority's storeroom. Say, with an entrance behind the bar at the Broken Spear. Ooh, you might need these. I look forward to hearing the good news.
Psst, hey, you. Maybe Vanguard? Come here. Heard you talking with Lou, so you're going to help Dr. Walker? Oh, no, I mean, I've got my suspicions, but look, you're planning to help Percival, right? Oh, good, good. Percival's a good guy. Listen,
Know nothing
I know
about
how you can do it
Saquon's
without
injury.
having to resort to any B&E. Aqueous hematite. Mars is full of it. People think it's just garbage, but Percival and I, we've been working on some projects in the deep mines. At least when he wasn't slaving away at his Trade Authority contract. But we stumbled on a way to make it useful and profitable. If you give our research over to Octai at the Trade Authority, it should more than cover Percival's debt. That guy's always looking for an angle. Well, yeah. We were never able to finish the research. Spacers moved in and ran us out. Started setting up shop.
Oh dear. I believe I see where this is leading.
But if you can clear them out, I can walk you through how to finish the research. Then you can give it over to the Trade Authority. They'll get folks working in the deep mines again. Jobs come back, I become a modern-day folk hero. Then I don't have to sleep on an inflated spacesuit anymore. Great, great. So access to the deep mines can be found outside the city. It's not far. Shouldn't even need to hop back in your ship. We'd set up right near the main drill. Taking out the spacer leader should get the message across to the rest of them to buzz off. Once you've managed that, phone up here on the comms panel, and I can walk you through finishing the research.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. A second Tesla has collided with the towers. In response to Americans making a lot of Hiroshima jokes recently with the release of Oppenheimer, Japanese are trying to get back at Americans by making 9/11 jokes, not understanding that Americans actually love 9/11 jokes.
Nice.
Watch out for the robots. They're surprising.
inspect your ship for heat leeches every couple landings. Okay, sure. We'll take care of any holes, broken seals, that kind of thing.
So, your dad still roots for the Chargers, he just doesn't watch them? Is that an accurate summation of where he is?
He hopes that they do well, but he honestly couldn't give less of a shit. Because every time he checks up on them, he just sees another way that they've disgraced themselves, and he's like, yeah, that's pretty much what I figured. He's basically just a fan of football now, because like he was rooting for the Colts for a little while there while they had Phillip Rivers, but then obviously he stopped.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. just DM'd you something, by the way. Yeah, there's no point in giving up on the Mariners quite yet, because everything is still in front of them, but man, the team is not fun to watch right now. That's the bottom line. Like,
yeah.
It's not fun to watch baseball right now with these fuckers. Maybe the greatest sin of all. Oh shit, I did not mean to do that. I hit the wrong damn button. Alright, Sarah, if you blow my cover, I am going to beat you senseless. I will beat you senseless. Okay, let's try that a little bit cleaner. Alright guys, I will be back in a few moments. Okay, I am back. I'm not going to go for super long here. You've probably seen that comic before. It's really old, but
Yeah.
it's a
It's
classic.
alright. It's still good.
Yeah. It's iconic. Probably Royals. Probably the Royals.
These access stairs lead deeper into the mines. I hope we remember the way back to the surface.
What about the Royals?
No, Austin asked, would you rather be a team like the Royals that had a 3-year window and won one title? Or would you rather be like the Dodgers who are always good but only have one fraudulent title?
Oh, that's an easy answer. The Dodgers, because fraudulent is just a way to jerk yourself off when your team's not winning.
I call it fraudulent because that season was only 60 games long. By the way, that was
Yeah, I know. It was the COVID year. I know.
Mm-hmm. 1 second.
Get down! Goodbye! Wrong day to piss me off! Show me what you've got!
That fucker.
I'm going to end you!
I'm going to key on you.
Any of that behind.
Oh! Nope, no. You're gonna die. You're gonna stay dead. You're gonna die. Attica. Ooh, lot of light. This whole trial is out of sight.
Get it out of here.
Dunkachino. Can't get enough of my Jeff Dunkachino.
This must lead to the miners' living quarters. I can't imagine having to live almost every waking moment underground.
Sir, don't you think the term paddy wagon is an outdated and offensive term to the Irish? Yes.
Much.
Times are changing, and you should change with them.
One of my favorites.
What was the name of the old Rangers manager who was a cocaine addict? What was that guy's name? Ron Washington?
George Bush. Oh. I said George Bush.
Yeah, ignore that corpse of our comrade over there.
Look at all this old drilling equipment left here to rust. Not surprising, though. Mining lasers rendered these machines completely obsolete. See if they've got any weapons or ammo. Well, we clearly can't get through this way. Perhaps we should try making our way down using the back of the area.
You know what? I say good for the Marlins. They found some weird way to win 2 World Series titles in 2 different eras. That's incredible. They beat the fucking Yankees to win one of them.
Yes.
I mean, come on. I love that.
Hell yeah. Let's fucking go, boys.
Finally. I need to buy ammo.
Hello? Oh, took care of the spacers, huh? Good. Now to finish off the research, you're gonna need to collect a sample of hematite to run through the thresher. Grab a laser cutter and head back to the chamber where you came in. Once you've got a sample, thresher's the big machine in the next room. Passcode to start it is 3340. Take care of all that, and we'll have Percival's name cleared in no time.
Password accepted. Initiating analysis. Analysis complete. Adding to system notation. Recollected documentation.
All set? Good. You can take the elevator in that room back to the surface. There should be a key stashed in the thresher room if the spacers didn't make off with it. I'll be waiting at the circle.
So let me get this straight. You find yourself in the kitchen. You see an eclair in the receptacle.
Yeah, what is
You
it?
think to yourself, what the hell, I'll just eat some trash. Right.
I have something I need to discuss with you.
No, you do not, you dumb woman. Let's turn this sucker in. And next time I play, I'm gonna stock up bigly on ammo.
Crime's at an all-time low around the world.
Because I am almost out. Or I need different weapons so I can use different ammo types.
Watch out for the robots. They're surprisingly deep.
You've got the slate. Let me see. Reduce joint wear? Oh, increase lifting capacity. A dose of this stuff could make a miner way more efficient.
Boy.
This formula's gotta be worth at least as much as whatever Percival owes. Okay, so here's what you do. Tell Octai and the Trade Authority you found a business proposal that would make miners more efficient, higher yield, synergy, you know, all that business crap. That you'll trade it to him for clearing Percival's debt. You good at doing pitches and stuff like that? Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, and here, a copy of the formula for yourself, in case you ever want to try maximizing your own industrial output. Oh, use that if you can. Good luck.
Alright, so let's try this out. Don't know exactly how this works. Whoa, Sarah, what are you doing? Are you trying to film a Matrix sequel?
Most visitors can't wait to get off this rock.
Was there something else? I'm never one to turn away an opportunity. But I'd be curious what you think you've uncovered in the Martian market that others have missed.
Aqueous hematite, iron and wastewater. Well, I'm not surprised no one has proposed something like this before.
And exactly what does this new drug of yours do? An interesting proposal, if your data pans out. But where's this hematite coming from? The active mines would be too expensive to retool. The deep mines could be an option, but they're full of spacers. Or so I've heard. Well now, that is intriguing. A completely untapped resource pool, and the sort of utility every mining firm in Sidonia would be clamoring to get their hands on. We could contract out all the actual lab work, bring on one of the hungrier mining concerns for materials, the licensing fees alone. And think what it would do for our image with the general populace. This mine, reopened, thanks to the Martian Trade Authority. Very interesting.
HBO is doing this TV show about the
And what do you
80s
want
Lakers
for the
called
rights
Winning
to this
Time.
drug?
It's been canceled after 2 seasons.
Nice. You love to hear it.
That's it.
Pepperino
Consider it
cappuccino.
wiped. Well,
Fuck the
seems
Lakers
we have
and everything they stand for.
here. A finder's fee from the authority. A perfectly reasonable amount for a discovery with this sort of potential. Wouldn't want you feeling shortchanged down the road. We'll just be taking that slate before you have any second thoughts. It was a pleasure doing business with you, Captain.
Okay.
Mast would like to join Sidonia in celebrating over 275 years of living on Mars. The United Colonies are proud.
Yeah. Did you now? Fine work. My end of the bargain, then, I suppose. He's holed up in the old Red Devil.
Why did you?
This was sealed up tight after the UC shuttered our unit. We snuck him in the back entrance through the deep mines. Was also going to warn you about spaces
Think,
down
Mark,
there.
think.
But it sounds like you might have already tossed those.
Good
drugs.
Christ, man.
Yeah, the passkey.
Feels bad, dude.
I'll let him know there's someone he owes one hell of a thank you on their way down.
The Red Devils aren't exactly your average bar crowd.
Wanna die. Aruda Sandstorm. Inventory's almost full. Time. Yeah, the Nats winning was fun. I liked that. I got a kick out of that. I like the Phillies winning, honestly. Guys, I think that's going to go ahead and do it for me tonight. So, we made some pretty good progress. Tomorrow night, probably going to go back to Baldur's Gate 3. And, yeah. We made it to level 12, by the way. I need to spend my skill point. But, I'm seeing you guys later on today. Or tomorrow, or however you want to look at it.